The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Green Sports Zone. This is the Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles Show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights basketball team. We'll recap the past 5 games, 4 wins and 1 loss for the Black Knights, and preview what's up next after the remaining of this week with Washburn and Claiborne. We'll recap those right after this short break here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. The Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, Terry's Flooring, and by First Horizon Bank.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Black Knights head coach Sam Broyles. Coach, how's it going today?
It's good.
Feeling any better?
Yeah, I feel a little bit better. It was a rough week last week, I'm telling you.
When you get something like that with the sinuses and the congestion, it seems like it never goes away.
Yeah, still got the cough. That's the worst part about it. But you know what? I was thinking, we nailed the Georgia game.
We did nail the Georgia game. I was
we
just
did.
thinking about that right before we went live.
We don't nail too many, but we got that one.
Yeah, we got that one for sure. They handled them pretty easily. It looked like it was going to be a shutout for the longest time. But looking at the college football, I don't think anybody nailed the Big Ten championship game. I don't think many people expected Indiana to beat Ohio State.
Yeah. They're liable to run table again, Ohio State.
It's kind of what happened last year.
Wake-up call.
Yep. They lost that last game before the playoffs. So they're dangerous. We know they're dangerous, and we've seen they're dangerous. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But the Black Knights have had a pretty good stretch in the last 2 weeks. 4 wins and 1 losses, as we said as we started the show. A win over Cloudland, a win over Happy Valley, a win over University, a win over Claiborne, and just that lone loss to West Green. So we'll start with Cloudland. You started the season on a little bit of a cold streak there. I believe it was 2-4 to start out in your first 6, and then you get a home game here on a Saturday with Cloudland and play tremendous on offense and win that game by a large margin. How good was it to be able to bring your confidence up with that big win?
Well, it's huge because you get to play everybody. Everybody's feeling good after a win like that. Cloudland's a little down. Of course, they're going to build things back. He's got a good class coming in. So, but, it's nice to have a win like that because we've been in some close ones. There's not been one like that since that night. The Happy Valley game.
Yeah.
It was tight. Especially up there. They're going to be a little better this year than I realized. With the team they got coming back, but like I said, I'm trying to get past this cough. It's pretty tough. But yeah, let's see. What did we have after Happy Valley?
It had Happy Valley, then you had
UH.
UH, and then Claiborne. And speaking of that UH game, you were down by double digits for a long period in that game, and you're able to overcome that. So how were you able to overcome that and get the win?
With the experience, we talked about that earlier. Going through a year like we did last year, it has dividends that's really paid off this year, and our young guys have really helped our older ones, and we wouldn't be 6-5 right now without them. So it's a good combination. They're all playing well together, and let's just hope we keep improving.
And then going forward, too, into the Claiborne game last night, you come off the win over University on Saturday. You come into a home game against Claiborne, and you're able to gut that one out with a 9-point win. So how was it to be able to beat the Bulldogs here at home and continue that little winning streak you've got going on?
Oh, it's huge because, they're big. We saw that coming in. And, we got to go over there, Friday? So we know it's going to be tough. Officiating's a lot different, it seems like, with Smoky Mountain officials compared to, the Tri-Cities. But you never know. It's always very physical when you go on that side anyway.
And then going back, let's talk about the two conference games. Let's talk about the more important games. You've got West Green and Happy Valley. West Green ended up resulting in a 4-point loss here at home, and then Happy Valley, you extended it out to an 11-point win on the road. So take me through both of those games and your first two games of your conference slate this year.
Well, at Happy Valley, we blew a 10-point lead in that game. And, of course, we pulled it back out in the fourth. I believe they even took the lead there at one time, either late third or early fourth, and then we, like you said, pulled it back out. West Green game had 11 points at halftime. And, of course, we changed that second half, come back, and we even cut it to 43-42. We missed some free throws, and, of course, they made theirs, and I believe the final was, 46-42?
Correct.
So we know we can play with them. We just have to get out to a better start. You got to do better than 11 points at halftime.
That's something you've seen all season long so far, and specifically from this 5-game stretch right here where no matter the deficit, Chuckey-Doak seems to be able to come back down by, I think, 16 to West Green. You bring it to a 1-point game. Up by 10 against Happy Valley, they take the lead, and you extend it back out to a double-digit win, down double digits to University High, and you bring it back for a 5-point win. So I know you never feel comfortable in a game when that's the scenario or the situation, but how do you feel knowing that no matter the deficit, your team has been able to climb out of many of them so far this year?
Oh, it's great. Where they're not giving up, they believe they can win, and it's just sorry. It's just, it breeds consistently, just like losing. You get into losses like that, and it just kind of piles up on you. And winning's kind of the same way. We hope to continue that. We got a big one Thursday with Washburn and Claiborne before Christmas break.
And then winning's contagious too. That's a main thing. You've seen it here with this little winning streak going on right now. I'm bad at jinxing things when it comes to winning streaks, so I don't say numbers. I don't want to jinx your winning streak going into your games with Washburn and Claiborne. But how has the confidence been in the locker room knowing that this team can win games now? We look at last year where they struggled to win games, and I think they've already matched their win total from last year, and we're only midway through December. So what's the confidence like now?
Oh, it's great right now, but at the same time, we know we can't take anybody lightly. If you look at all those games where we had to come back just to win those, so we know that we can't take teams lightly. We know it's going to be tough Thursday and Friday. If we take them lightly, then we'll be down 25-11 or whatever, like it was, in the West Green game. Of course, I believe University High was even worse at one time.
I think 18 maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, we struggled to come out of the gate that day, but we were able to turn it on second half. So.
And you finished with 2 games this week, a very heavy week with, I guess, a very heavy 7 days with Happy Valley, University, Claiborne, Washburn, and Claiborne. I think that's 5 games in 8 days right there. So finishing off with Washburn and Claiborne here at home on Thursday with Washburn, on the road in Claiborne County against the Bulldogs on Friday. We'll talk about those in just a minute, though. As always, we need to get a word in from our loyal sponsors here at First Horizons Green Sports Zone. So thank you to all of them for sponsoring this show, and we'll be right back to talk about that here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to save you money while enjoying the hassle-free experience.
Tommy's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommy's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommy's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles Show, where we cover everything on the court with the Chuckey-Doak Black Knights basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Sam Broyles. So you've got Washburn and Claiborne in the week, two teams that you've already seen this year and one team that you've seen as recently as this week. So you're playing Claiborne twice in 1 week, and you get Washburn again. So knowing what both teams will show you, what do you expect on Thursday and Friday?
Well, playing Claiborne, that's out of that other region.
Yeah, that's important.
We wanted to play, somebody from there to see how, we can compete. So I don't know if they're one of the top 4 teams or not. I'm sure they are. They're pretty good, what I've seen. Of course, you've got Pittman out of that other one. You've got, Eagleton,
Pittman, Pigeon Forge, Claiborne.
Yeah, and Cumberland Gap.
Cumberland Gap
who's
dropped down
supposed to be
too.
really good
Yes.
this year. So.
And then Washburn, I misspoke. You hadn't played Washburn this year. I thought you had already. But looking at Washburn, a team that you'll play for the first time this year, hosting them on Thursday, what can you expect to see whenever they take the floor against you on Thursday?
Well, they're experienced too. They were all young guys last year like we were. So I think it'll be a battle. I saw where they'd played Claiborne within 5 points. So.
A 1-point win over North Green. So there's
So
some
they did
common
beat North
opponents.
Green?
Yeah. So there's some common opponents there too that you can look at. But how do you feel like you stand with Washburn knowing that they've played close games with teams that you've been able to get wins over this year?
We feel like we can play with them. I think we match up really well, what we've seen so far, in the games we've seen. Now, that doesn't mean there's a player missing or two. It's like the Happy Valley game, 22, who for them, I can't think of his name right off. We didn't think he was playing. We hadn't seen any film on him. And then, of course, he's out there to pretty much start the game. And he makes a big difference for them. But I really feel like that we can play with Washburn. We can't wait till the second half to do that, though.
Yeah.
We got to start quicker.
And how important is it to finish this first third of the season strong, because you're 11 games in with a 6-5 record and won 4 of your last 5, and then you're finishing off the week with Washburn and Claiborne, who are 2 winnable games, one that you've already proved with a win over Claiborne this week, and 2 wins over common opponents that Washburn has played. So how important is it to finish this stretch strong going into the Christmas tournament at the end of December?
Oh, it's huge. We're 6-5, to be able to win that 7th, maybe that 8th game before Christmas, it does give them a lot of confidence moving forward. So it would be huge for us.
And of course, Christmas too. You get a little bit of a break after this week. I think you get a longer break than most teams get going up to play at Happy Valley at the end of the month.
I thought it was supposed to start Saturday, but apparently not.
So you get, I think you said December 29th. So
30th and 31st now.
So you get 10 days between games. I know 10 days can be a long time between games, but what are you feeling like? I guess shouldn't ask you yet because you've not finished your 2 games yet, but I won't see you until then. But how will you feel going into a 10-day break after a successful first third of the season?
It'll be nice to have a rest.
Yeah.
We've been playing 3 games a week.
And 3 this week, yeah.
Yeah. I believe that 29th, there'll be 3 games that week. It's going to be tough on our guys, but we're able to play a lot of players, so that helps.
And of course, wrapping it up too, I don't think there's anything else I have unless there's anything else you have.
No.
I believe that's all we got. Before we end it though, we've got the college football playoff this week. Who's your picks?
I don't even know who's playing. I hadn't had a chance. Like I said, I've been under the weather.
Alabama, Oklahoma.
Alabama,
Okay. Texas A&M, Miami.
Texas A&M,
Tulane, Ole Miss.
I think he rally around Ole Miss just because their coach is gone.
Yeah. Oregon, James Madison.
Oregon.
I think those are my 4 picks too. So we're on the same page there. We'll see how we do coming into
Ole
the
Miss
next
will be
interview.
interesting when you lose your coach like that.
Yeah, Tulane's an interesting one too because their head coach took the Florida job,
Oh,
but
okay.
he's finishing the season with Tulane. So it's weird how Florida was letting him finish with Tulane. LSU would not allow Lane Kiffin to finish coaching with Ole Miss. So
That's not right.
it's not right at all. But
You know, he recruited all those players, and he ought to be able to finish with them.
I agree, but LSU didn't want him to. But one of the nicest things you could ever say about Florida is they're actually letting him finish with his team. So it'll be interesting to see how Tulane does against Ole Miss. But I believe that's all we got this week, Coach.
Well, thank you.
All righty, thank you. Once again, thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Sam Broyles Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone.